Hi, I'm Donna Fuscaldo. I'm a senior finance writer with business.com. Today we're speaking with Brock Blake, CEO of Lendio, the online loan marketplace, about the Paycheck Protection Program. Put on the books in the early days of the pandemic, it has proven to be a lifeline for countless small business owners. Now with the second round finally here, what's new, what's different, and what do small business owners need to know?
I'm thrilled that we finally do have a next round of PPP. Business owners have been desperately needing this capital for months, and Congress has been playing politics, and to have it finally pass and we're ready to go this morning, it's exciting. So there's a couple changes. First off, for those business owners that did not get a PPP loan last year, they are still eligible to go and get what we're calling a first draw PPP loan. And the rules are pretty much the same as they were before. 2.5 times your monthly payroll, need to use the capital on payroll, on utilities, on rent, and some of those other things. And so for those, if you feel like you missed out, it's open back up for all business owners. For those small businesses, yeah, that's great and exciting news. For those businesses that got a first PPP loan and are, but that loan only was supposed to intended to last 2.5 months. And so they're probably kind of used that capital, and the pandemic's lasted longer than all of us, hoped or anticipated. And so you need additional capital. They are allowing businesses to get a second draw, with the main criteria is that you have to show a reduction of revenue of at least 25% from 2019 to 2020. So any quarter in 2019 compared to the same quarter in 2020, as long as there's a 25% reduction in revenue or more, then you will qualify. So I'm excited about that. I will add one other thing, is that for the industries that have been hit the hardest, specifically they call it the NAICS industry of like restaurants and hospitality and caterers and hotels and some of those, they actually will qualify for 3.5 times their average monthly payroll instead of 2.5 times. So there's a few tweaks like that we can talk through that I'm quite excited about with this round.
Do you think the government is taking steps to ensure the smallest of small business owners get funding this time around?
There were certainly issues the last time around. In fact, not only did they not, they weren't prioritized, they were actually at a significant disadvantage. Most financial institutions prioritized the largest loan customers last time. And we read about it. We saw businesses that were getting $10 million loans in publicly traded companies and other things like that. While the smallest, self-employed and sole props and Main Street businesses were at the back of the line. And at Lendio, that was something that we identified, and just that was our target segment. We're going to focus on the underdog and this underserved small business. And so between last time and this time, we've been advocating for that smallest small business. And I'm thrilled to see that the SBA and Congress have made a few tweaks to the program to prioritize those smallest of small businesses. So first off, the fact that when today marks the launch of PPP, and they're only making it available to the smallest of small businesses, including minorities, women-owned businesses, and other underserved businesses through what's called CDFIs, community development financial institutions, and minority development or minority deposit institutions. So they're at the front of the line. That's number one. The second thing that I love is that last time, banks and credit unions really lost money on the smallest loans. And so it was really hard for them to profitably service that customer. And fortunately, Congress changed the economics and creating an incentive for lenders to actually fund the loans less than $50,000. So this time around, instead of it being a burden and an unprofitable segment, lenders, it's actually a really profitable opportunity for lenders to prioritize those smallest businesses and make sure they're taken care of. So some of those changes I'm thrilled with.
Given the problems with the first round of PPP, do you have any tips or secrets to make sure the process isn't as painful this time?
Now, of course, I'm going to say that you have an advantage by coming to Lendio, and that feels self-interested. And so let me explain why, but also make another comment. At Lendio, we're not a lender ourselves. We're a marketplace. We have 300 lending institutions on our platform. So as a result, what we're trying to do is prioritize the lenders that have the best system, the best customer experience, and can process loans the fastest. And then we'll prioritize those lenders with customers. So with Lendio, what you're doing, instead of applying to one lender and being dependent on that one lender to take care of you, and who knows if you get taken care of, we will prioritize and send customers to those lenders that are processing loans the fastest. Now, that being said, what we care about most is that you get the loan that you need. And so if you have a relationship with your community bank and you have a path to be able to apply and get that loan quickly through another option, take it. That's most important. I will say one last thing. We don't anticipate that last round, the money went in 10 days and everyone saw the money like going out, and there was so much anxiety that I'm going to miss out. And it created all kinds of craziness. And we've been in conversations with the SBA over the weekend, and based on some of the changes they've made, they anticipate that this money will last quite a bit longer. In fact, if I were guessing, I think it will be at least 30 to 60 days. And so, I know everyone needs the money because to keep their doors open, but I don't think it'll be the mad rush that it was the last time around.
How long do you think it will take to get funding in the bank accounts of small business owners once they're approved for a PPP loan?
Because the SBA's made a few changes with their submission portal and a few changes with their review process, I think it'll take a few more days than it did last time, meaning that last time you could submit it to the SBA and get approved immediately. This time, the SBA actually is implementing a fraud check. When we submit it to the SBA, last time there was all through the press, so many people that were fraudulent got money. And this time the SBA is actually inserting a fraud check into it. So we actually won't get the approval back for at least, they said 24 to 48 hours. And then from there you have, I think it's 10 days to be able to do your final, the lender needs to do fraud checks. Then they need to be able to create the DocuSign or the legal contract, and then fund. So my guess is it'll be a week to 2 weeks from kind of start to finish of that process to get money in your account.
Finally, the small businesses have been going through a really rough time as the coronavirus continues to rage. Do you expect the government to step up again and provide more stimulus throughout 2021?
Anticipate that there will be another round of PPP. I mean, President-elect Biden has been talking about that and alluding to it. Now that the Democrats control the House and the Senate, I don't think there will be any concerns about that passing through. If that's kind of what President Biden wants, I think that's what he'll get. And I believe that they will need it, but I'm also optimistic that this round will also provide a lot of relief of the urgency that businesses have. And so a next round, I think, will be more for long-term getting back on your feet. And this round right now is the urgent, keep my doors open and keep my lights on for the next couple months. So it'll serve a little bit different purpose, but yes, I anticipate there will be another round.
There you have it. Now you know everything there is about the second round of PPP. I want to thank you so much for taking out the time today.